Hello everybody and welcome to Movies to Drink To, or in this episode, Movies to Bat Dance To. Right. I'm Finn, that's Mr. Smith.
Hi.
And today we are ranking all of the Batman films. All of the live action Batman films. Yes.
We didn't include Justice League.
Okay,
so really a Batman film.
The films we are the films we are including are the most recent one, the Christopher Nolan films, the Tim Burton films, the Joel Schumacher films, the 1966 Batman, and Batman vs Superman.
Yes.
What we're not including is Suicide Squad, Justice League, or the Snyder Cut, or any of the animated films.
No.
Because that'd be too many. But also that gives us a nice 10.
It does, yeah.
It does.
An exact 10.
Yes. So, before we go on, don't forget to like and subscribe if you like this, and thank you.
Yes. Cheers.
Yes, and tell us your thoughts in the
only
comments.
Cheers only thank you if you've done it. If you haven't, fuck you.
Yeah, because, for goodness sake, like and subscribe. It would be terribly embarrassing if you didn't. After watching that, right? Right. Let's get into it. What are we doing? Worst to best?
Yeah, it would make sense.
Yes. Okay, Mr. Smith, why don't you tell me what you think? Number 10, what do you think is the worst Batman film?
I went backwards and forwards on this, but...
Actually, sorry, how long did you spend on this?
Not a huge amount of time.
Okay, I spent like 30 seconds.
Yeah.
As long as it took me to type it.
I did well.
I haven't gone back to it. I was like, once I've done it, I was like, that's it. I'm not changing it. I'm not thinking about it. Otherwise, I would just be like, ugh.
Yeah, that's the problem I had. I mean, I wrote them all out and I just went, okay, this is what I think. And then I was like, and then I just had to put it away.
Yeah.
So the decision was made and this is it.
Okay.
So yeah, number 10, I went with Batman and Robin.
I thought you would.
Yeah. Had to.
The Joel Schumacher jobby.
Yeah, the Joel Schumacher Batman and Robin with Chris O'Donnell as Robin and George Clooney as Batman. And then, was it?
Uma Thurman, Arnold Schwarzenegger. Yep.
It's just so... It was like the culmination. It's the film that killed the franchise until many years later.
Yep.
And it's just so much colour, so much it's like it'd gone back to the 60s Batman, and did it in a way that was
not good,
fucking terrible. So it's I mean, we did it on an episode way back, like a little way back
last year. In fact, I think it was about a year ago to the day, because I had a memory thing come up on Instagram or something. Yeah,
that was it. Yeah, because I had the George Clooney's dirt face. But yeah, it's just too much. Like, it's just a visual fucking assault. And it's just stupid. And it's like Mr. Freeze is robbing a museum. Who robs museums?
Batman villains.
Yeah, they did in the 60s. Yeah, it's just, I hate it. I hate it so much.
Okay.
It's funny, but I hate it.
Well, I'll tell you now, I've put Batman and Robin at my number 9.
Have you?
Yes.
What did you put as your number 10 then?
Batman vs Superman.
Did you?
Yes.
See, I'm denied about that.
No.
But,
fuck the Snyderverse.
Yeah.
That's what I have to say on that.
Yeah.
The only reason I did it that way round, it was tempting, but Batman vs Superman doesn't have Arnold Schwarzenegger. That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
And I'm a sucker for Arnie.
Right.
But Batman, I fucking hated it.
It's
so bloated and horrible.
It's a mess. It's a mess of a film.
I think I've seen the director's cut. I've only seen it once years ago.
I think I saw the director's cut.
Fucking long.
Yeah.
And it is a mess. It looks horrible. What the fuck is Jesse Eisenberg doing?
Nope. No idea. That weird Flash cameo about halfway through. I mean, put cameos in, but make them make sense.
Is that where he's like stuck in a fridge or something?
It's like when Batman, Bruce Wayne has a nightmare about like the future that they you see later on in like the Snyder Justice League.
Yeah, the Snyder. Yeah.
And he's like, he wakes up, he's like, "Mwah!" And it's like Ezra Miller's Flash going, "Bruce, she's the key." And he's like, "Oh, what was that?" And the audience is like, "What the fuck was that?" What does that mean? But unless you know anything about the comics and you know stuff about like Flashpoint and stuff like that, and Flash's ability to sort of
go in people's dreams. Is he Freddy Krueger?
Well, no, because he's out of the dream, I guess. But he can move through time because he's so fast. Flash, he can run and do stuff. I didn't give a shit about any of that. I was just like, and also I think I said this before. I like Batman. I don't like it when any other from another property shows up. Right.
I like the idea that Batman is someone that could actually exist in the real world. He doesn't have superpowers.
Yeah.
He's just a bloke with a load of money and lots of issues. But as soon as fucking aliens start showing up, I'm like, no, I don't want to know. Go away. I don't care. I don't like it. And yeah, this was the start of that. And all through watching it, I just felt so bad for Ben Affleck. Yeah. Because he's a good Batman.
He's just lumbered with shit.
And he's just
films.
in the shittiest films. It's such a waste.
Yeah, he did because I did sort of blame Affleck a few times. I was like, Affleck's a fucking terrible Batman. But looking back, he's not a bad Batman. He's just the films he is in
are directed by Zack Snyder.
Terrible, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I always say about Zack Snyder, he is style over substance.
Yeah.
Well,
Jesse Eisenberg is the classic. He's an example of that. He's probably on set like, Zach, how do you want me to do? I don't care. I'm busy on this sky beam or whatever. Yeah, it's an awful film. It's an ugly film. It's just it's like this big fat mess.
Yeah,
that's just lumbering through the screen and Batman and his Superman and his some CGI, all the CGI. If a film had diabetes, this would be it.
I mean, and let's be honest, I know it's happened in the comics a lot and stuff, but if Batman really fought Superman, he'd die.
Yes, of course he would.
I mean, it makes no sense. I know all this. Well, if Batman has prep time, he can beat anyone. Nonsense.
No.
Superman is an actual god.
Yeah.
He's got ridiculous powers. He's the most overpowered superhero ever invented. And yeah, there's no contest there.
No.
It doesn't make any sense. Superman and Wonder Woman, that might be a thing. That could be a fight. Superman and Batman is over in seconds.
Yeah, stupid.
Yeah.
Nonsense, crap, hated it, worst thing
I
ever.
put Batman vs Superman as my number 8.
Oh, right. What's your number 9?
My number 9 was Batman Forever.
Really?
Yeah.
Hater. Codswallop.
I just... even when we watched it... Now, I don't... This is the problem with these, because I don't hate Batman Forever. I just think when you put it to some of the other films, I just don't think it has... more, I like the other films more. To make it as simple as possible.
Not a fan of Jim Carrey?
Jim Carrey fucking kills it for me. I hate every second he's on screen in that film.
Pretty awful.
It's like we said when we did the episode on it. It is literally, this is what happens when you forget to direct someone. You just go, Jim Carrey's one of the biggest stars in the world at the moment. He
must know what he's doing.
Let's just not tell him what to do. We'll just let him make it up as he goes along, and then you get that car crash.
Yeah.
And it's just every second he's on screen is a fucking migraine.
Batman! Yeah, he's insufferable. He really is.
It's no wonder Tommy Lee Jones hated him and told him.
Yeah, it is.
That's testament to how good an actor Tommy Lee Jones is, to be able to be on screen with him at any point in that film and not look like he's going to knock him the fuck out. It's just, and Val Kilmer's not a bad Batman, but he's not a good Batman either.
No, I always thought Val Kilmer was a little bit underrated. As I said before, Bruce Wayne is supposed to be kind of quite sort of petulant, which Val Kilmer is, famously.
Yeah.
And so I always thought I could believe he was like Bruce Wayne. I honestly could. So that was your Batman Forever is your number 9. Batman
Forever is my number 9. Batman vs Superman is my number 8.
Okay, my number 8 is Batman the movie from 1966. It just, I can appreciate it for what it is.
Yeah.
But I'm not that old. I grew up once Batman had very much become the Dark Knight and Frank Miller and the Burton stuff. This is just it's just not Batman. I mean, it's.
See, I grew up obviously I'm old enough that that was the repeats were on TV still.
Yeah.
So like I was watching that version of Batman all the time. It took me a while to like find Batman like the Frank Miller Batman and stuff like that to what he became. But that's what I grew up with originally.
Yeah.
Batman the movie is my number 7. Purely because it's so funny in places. It's so stupid.
Yeah, I mean, no, it's stupid. I'll agree with that. But I can remember when I watched it, because we did an episode on it. You can go back and check all these out, by the way. We did an episode on it, and I watched it for that, and I sat there going like, oh, God, this is awful. But then when we sat down to record, it was funny.
Yeah.
Because we could all laugh about it, but I wouldn't sit there on my own watching it. It's not that fucking funny.
No, it's quite low down because I wouldn't watch it all the time.
No,
I mean that particular scene with the bomb where he's trying to get rid of the bomb.
Yeah, I mean it's just a meme.
Some days
isn't
you just can't get rid of a bomb. It's still so. I watched a clip turned up on something like early on, and I was watching it, and it still makes me laugh. Like that's probably the highlight of the film. I've got to be honest.
No, Burgess Meredith as the Penguin
it's great.
Yeah. But I say I can appreciate it for what it is, but for me, it's just not. It's not Batman. I mean, they're just running around Southern California in broad daylight, like Gotham City. That is not Gotham City. Come on. They're in like running down Mulholland Drive or something. Like, come on, this is ridiculous. It's so I can appreciate it, but no, it's not for me. Not for me.
No,
which is why it's quite.
It's my number 7.
It's so low down.
It's not high, but it's fun. It is fun.
So that's your number 7. My number 7. I have gone with Batman Forever.
All right. Okay.
Is honestly only there because of nostalgia. If I'm being completely honest, this was like, was it 95 it came out? So this was just, I was a kid. I knew about the Burton films. I think I'd seen the first one, but this was like the big Batman film when I was a kid. And I had like the stickers of it, and I had like the poster on my wall and all that stuff. And I really liked Tommy Lee Jones as Two-Face. As a kid, I don't think I noticed quite how annoying Jim Carrey was.
As a kid, you didn't you thought
and
it was great.
Yeah, it was Batman. This was kind of my first, I guess, Batman experience of this, like it being in the cinema, and it was a really big film. It was a really big film.
Huge. It was massive. I remember when it came out, and it was one of the first films like with like the Happy Meals thing and like all of that, like the toys were. I mean, not the obviously Star Wars and stuff like that, but like the toys were. It was the toys were released in conjunction with it. Yeah, like, and they were fucking everywhere.
I had some Batman Forever toys. Yeah.
That's
the only reason there. Like, I know it's not a good film, but it's just nostalgia. So I have a little bit of a soft spot for it, basically.
Yeah,
just fine. So we're up to 7. What is your number 6?
My number 6, and this is where I started to question myself a bit. But number 6 is Batman Begins.
Okay.
I love Batman Begins. I think it's a great film. When I first saw it, like the first of the Nolan films, it blew me away. I thought it was amazing. But it's that low because I think what came after got better. But as it was an origin story. We all knew, we'd seen it all before, but it was still done in a way that was incredibly watchable. It was the first time on screen where it didn't look like a comic book. It was almost like this could be realistic.
Yeah,
it's not realistic, but it could.
Yeah, they took out all of the comicness about it, basically, all the cartooniness. Even some of the Burton films are quite cartoony. They took all that out, and it is a really good origin story.
It's great.
It's great.
Yeah, it's very, very good. It does kind of lack a decent villain.
Yeah, like Liam Neeson is good, but like Ra's al Ghul is, or Ra's al Ghul, or whatever the fuck it is.
Ra's al Ghul.
He's always been like one of my least favorite Batman villains, and it was the idea of like, Scarecrow, but they made Scarecrow a bit clinical.
Yeah,
like Cillian Murphy's good, but he wasn't
very good. Like, I don't really see. That's what I mean. I'd forgotten that Scarecrow was even in it. Like in my mind, it was just Ra's al Ghul. Now thinking about it, I remember
it's the man with a burlap sack on his head.
Yeah, that's it. Like it just it wasn't. It lacked something.
Yeah.
Because like in the comics, like Scarecrow's always been one of my favourite villains because all the normally the stories that he's in are really dark
and scary,
like Arkham Asylum and stuff.
Whereas
like
this, he's just a guy in a suit.
Yeah, it lacks something.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
And I don't think that's Cillian Murphy's fault because I think it did really, really well. But yeah, he's quite forgettable, sadly. Yeah. And Rachel Gould seems to be like the big villain, and even he's like
not in it for most of the film.
Okay.
Yeah, and it was obviously Bale's first outing as the Batman.
Yep.
And
the first time you hear him do the Bat voice is a bit silly.
Where is he?
Where is he? But it became a thing after that. Like, it was like Batman has to do a voice now.
Yeah, and also I think for all those films, he clearly can't breathe through his nose.
No.
He's like, Rachel, trying to speak and breathe through his fucking mouth at the same time. What was that?
That was my number 6.
My number 6 was The Dark Knight Rises.
Was it? See, that's my number 5.
Nothing against this film.
Yeah.
It's just not as good as the others, basically.
No.
It is. I think I saw this in the cinema when it first came out. I liked it. Some people were like, it's not as good as blah, blah, blah. It's all these plot holes and all that shit. And I could overlook it all because I just enjoyed it overall as a film.
Yeah.
I thought Tom Hardy was great and all that. And it's quite long, but it's eventful.
Yeah.
It's sort of the pacing's not too bad. And then I think I've seen it maybe twice since it came out. And I actually went to watch this again about a month ago. And I got 20 minutes in, and I just went, you know what? I want to watch something else.
Yeah.
Not that, this is boring. I was like, actually, I'm not in the mood for this.
Yeah.
I don't know. So that's kind of why it's down there.
No, I get that. I mean, like, it's my number 5. It's only above Batman Begins because I really like Hardy's Bane.
He is good.
Yeah. Bane is...
and Bane done right.
Yeah.
When you think about Batman,
I mean, you can't really do a comic book accurate Bane because they did that in Batman Forever.
Batman and Robin. Yeah,
yeah, they tried to do it. Even then, but only visually. Like, everything else about that was just garbage.
Awful.
This version of Bane makes sense.
Yes.
Like, and I know Tom Hardy's school of acting is just to do a weird voice on literally everything he ever does.
I was born in the darkness.
Yeah, what a lovely, lovely voice, but it works.
Yeah, somehow
it does.
I think it's because you can't see much of his. You can't see the mouth doing that voice.
Yeah.
So it does sort of work on a different level.
But it's just that's the only reason it's above probably Batman Begins for me.
Yeah, but yeah, no, it's Jordan Joseph, what's his name? Joseph Gordon-Levitt, whatever.
Oh yeah,
could have done without him.
Yeah,
if I'm being perfectly
kind of
honest.
a pointless character, and it's kind of like because it was always going to be Nolan's last film. He last Batman film. He was like, I'm not making another one. And they're like, well, but Joseph Gordon-Levitt, like, and then you set up this whole thing where he might be Robin.
Yeah,
doesn't matter. No. Not making another one.
Exactly.
Until it's finished.
But as someone who does not like Robin, I was like, good.
Yeah. But that does seem like a whole weird sort of setup to go, oh, look, he's found the Batcave. Don't care. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, doesn't matter.
Finished. The end.
Brilliant. Great ending. Yeah. Like, he walked, and Robin, we're done.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, your middle name's Robin. Yes, it is. Doesn't matter.
It is a good film. But for me, it's the weakest of the Nolan trilogy.
Fair play. Fair play.
But still good. But still a good film. Number 5. What have you got? No, what did you have?
Mine was Dark Knight Rises for number 5.
Oh, my number 5 is The Batman 2022 by Matt Reeves. As I've said in a video, which you can go watch now.
Well, not now. Watch this first.
Yeah.
Get to the end.
In our The Batman review, I said what I like about it. I said what I'm not too sure about, but I did say I really need to see it again.
Yeah.
So if we were to do this again in like a year or a couple of years, maybe I've seen it a couple more times, this might not be at number 5.
Yeah.
It might be higher.
Yeah.
It might be still at 5, but it's not going to be any lower.
Yeah.
If you see what I'm saying. I'm still not 100% sure how I feel about this film, but I know it's better than the ones I just mentioned. Is what I'm saying. I'm just not sure how good it is. I did enjoy it, but I need to see it again, basically.
See, it's my number 2.
Fuck!
Batman, because I've just been thinking about it like loads, and I just really like it. Like, I like the aesthetic of it. Like, I do enjoy the Riddler. And stuff. Again, I do have to watch it again, but in my mind at the moment, it's stuck in my mind enough for me to be like, it's a good film. I really like it.
I just need to see it again. That's why it's at 5, basically.
I think Pattinson's a great Batman. I think Zoe Kravitz is great. Everyone's great. Commissioner Gordon, I forgot his name. Jeffrey Wright is great. Like, everyone.
See, actually, I was just thinking, like, Jeffrey Wright, not that he's bad, but I was like, what did Gordon even do in that film?
He just tells everyone to back off from Batman. That's his job.
Yeah,
back off. Like, I'll deal with this.
Yeah, he doesn't act. When I was thinking about it, he doesn't really do much.
He doesn't.
No, he's
but
not like
Jeffrey Wright's good at what.
Yeah, but like like Gary Oldman in the Nolan films, he has quite a central role, and what he does affects stuff. In this, Gordon is. It could be any fucking police officer doing that. Like,
his job is in that film to explain why Batman is at these crime scenes because he keeps bringing him along. Yeah. Without him, like, Batman turns up and they're like, "No, you can't come in."
Yeah.
Like, but with Commissioner Gordon, they're like, "All right, well, go on then." But he's not the commissioner, is he? He's like, not yet. Anyway,
he's captain, I think.
Captain.
Yeah.
So
like, Batman's just like his +1.
Yeah. To crime scenes
for 3 hours.
Yeah. So the Batman is my number 2.
Oh, I've got it at number 5. What's your number 5? My
number 5 was Dark Knight Rises.
What's your number 4?
4 is Burton's Batman.
Same. 89.
89.
Yes, the first one. Yes.
Yeah. I remember seeing it when it came out, and I went nuts for it. Absolutely loved it, and Keaton is a great Batman. But nowadays, like, I still love it, and I'll still watch it again and again. But it's too Burton now. Like, I don't dislike Burton's the way Burton films look or anything else, but it's so comic booky, and like for me personally, Gotham City, although I love the look of it and the set design and everything else, it doesn't age well to me.
Oh, see, I like the way it looks.
Yeah, that's what I said. Like, I like it, but it doesn't, like, compared with the films we've got now.
Oh no, you see, this was always my biggest criticism of the Nolan films, was that Gotham City doesn't look very gothy.
No, it's just New York.
Yeah, I think it was filmed in Chicago.
Oh, right,
it's just a generic American city, whereas in the Burton ones, I like the way it looks, and I wish that they had more kind of technology back in the day to show his vision of it on like a grander scope. Yeah. If you see what I mean, there aren't many like shots of the. It's like a couple of the city, and you see like the sort of the streets and stuff like that. But I wish I could see more of it, basically. But unfortunately, we never will.
No, I mean, like, it's a giant studio set, basically.
Yeah.
And at the time, I thought it was amazing. It was exactly what I wanted at the time. But I want a bit more now. But and Jack Nicholson's great as the Joker.
Yeah. I just love the film. It's just so fucking weird.
Yeah,
it is a weird film, but it was a huge hit.
Yeah. And it was one of those, again, like, as soon as they cast Keaton as Batman, like, fucking...
Everyone lost their minds.
Pre-internet as well, so, like, everyone was like, fuck, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Michael Keaton can't play Batman, and he was fantastic in that role. He's great.
Yeah, he is good. I'll give him that, yeah. But yeah, I think Jack Nicholson's great. And just the way he plays the role, because Nicholson always said his favourite thing about the Joker was that his sense of humour was utterly tasteless.
Yeah.
And there is just that runs throughout the film, this just like really off-centre like sense of humour and this weirdness all the way through, and the look of it. Yeah, it's great. What's that? Our number 4s. What's your number 3?
My number 3 is Batman Returns.
Batman Returns. My number 3 is Batman Begins.
All right.
Batman Returns is my number 2.
Is it? So
yes.
Yeah, Batman Returns, it's better than the original for me, because Danny DeVito as a Penguin is amazing.
DeVito should have won a fucking Oscar.
Oh, he's just so good.
So good.
He's
and
just
Burton's look,
creepy,
the character
weird.
design, the way he's designed this penguin, and it's like something out of a horror film. Michelle Pfeiffer is fucking brilliant.
Yep.
And iconic looking. I fucking adore this film.
It's great.
It's fucking brilliant. And it's all set at Christmas.
Yep.
Love it.
and it does like with the character design and everything else. Like it fits that look even more.
Yeah.
Whereas I know, not that I was not complaining, but what I said bothered me about the first one. With these characters, it really works. Like with the sets and everything else, it couldn't be done any other way.
Yeah,
like
they are like their drawings come to life.
Yeah, it's basically a comic book. Like whereas the first one's very comic booky, this is a comic book, brought to life, as you say. And it's great. Like and Keaton's almost like overshone. By really everybody else in the film.
Like in the first one, he's great. He's fucking mental in the first one.
Yeah.
In this one, like Danny DeVito, Michelle Pfeiffer, Christopher Walken.
Yeah.
All these people are just steal the scene, really.
Yeah, completely. Not to say he does a bad job, because he doesn't. He's still good.
Yeah.
But like with all of these other larger than life characters, Batman's almost and this is a problem Batman has, like generally, I think a lot of the time. He can be overshone by his rose gallery, and like this is one of the biggest examples of that.
Well, yeah, because he does have the best
rose gallery,
the best
every
villains of any ever. And the score, but Danny Elfman, the score in the 89 one is good. But also you had Prince all over it.
Yeah,
which was a mistake. Nothing against Prince, but that was a mistake.
Yeah.
But Elfman's scores that he did for that is great. But in this Batman Returns, it's fucking brilliant.
Yes,
it's beautiful all the way through. I love it. That's my number 2. And you said your number 2 was The Batman. Which we both know we have the same number.
What's your number 3?
My number 3 was Batman Begins. I completely forgot to say. Yeah, Batman Begins is my my number 3. Your 2 is The Batman.
Well, it looks like we've both got the same number 1 then.
I thought we would.
Yeah.
It's trying to be cool about it, but there's no denying it is just the best.
It's the best Batman film, and it's going to be a hard one to beat going forward. I mean,
Dark Knight, by the way.
The Dark Knight, just in case you hadn't figured it out. And a big, huge part of that is down to Ledger's Joker. It's to me like the ultimate on-screen performance, on-screen portrayal of Joker at the moment. And let's be fair, his only real competition still was Jack Nicholson, because Jared Leto's Joker is fucking painfully shit.
Yeah, apparently so is Morbius.
Well, I'm still going to see it. I want to see how bad it is for myself.
Yeah, I'm still going to see it. I'm not paying to watch it, but I am still going to see it at some point. But his Heath Ledger is brilliant, but the film is just it's
a really, really good film.
It has perfect pacing.
Yeah,
from the very beginning with the heist all the way to the end.
Oh yeah, that opening heist is just glorious.
Yeah, it just from start it doesn't miss a beat all the way through. It is the best Batman film. It's the best superhero film, and it's one of the best films, just the best films ever made. No matter what fucking genre, it's just one of, in my opinion, I just think it's one of the best films ever made.
Yeah, I'm not going to argue with that.
And it is like with the new one, The Batman. I was excited for it. I was like, it does look really good. It is good, but it was like, it's a miracle if this would be better than The Dark Knight.
Yeah, the Dark Knight sets an incredibly high bar.
Yes, and that's why The Dark Knight Rises sometimes gets a bit of shit.
Yeah,
it's like you were never gonna top that.
No,
ever. Like,
no, and like we said, The Dark Knight Rises it's not a bad film, but when the one that came before was basically the perfect Batman film.
Yep.
And
they never stood a chance.
Films. Yeah, you just it's virtually impossible. I
did nearly put Batman Returns above this though. Yeah, simply because it's again like a nostalgia thing for me.
Yeah,
but I was just like, no, I just can't deny this is like just one of the best films ever made. So
it's great. I remember when it came out. I mean, Batman Begins I loved and I watched it loads, but Dark Knight is probably the Batman film I have watched more, like the most. I've watched it again and again and again, and it's one of those films I never get bored with.
Sometimes I've put it on before, thinking like, I'll just stick this on, like whatever. Just and then all of a sudden you're like, oh my god, you're drawn into it for like the 11th fucking time.
You know exactly what's going to happen.
Yeah, but you're still
yeah.
And they replaced what's her name in it as well, which is Katie Holmes.
Katie Holmes was played by Maggie Gyllenhaal.
No, Katie
Holmes was replaced by Maggie Gyllenhaal.
Yes,
that's what it says, but I just mumbled my words.
Yeah.
Maggie Gyllenhaal.
Which was the right decision.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah.
And then they killed that character off as like also the right decision.
Yeah. Yeah, that was never going anywhere.
No,
like,
other than death.
Yeah.
And when they did, it was like, I think I was in the cinema watching it with my friend, and he turned to me and was like, good. Good. Like, that was the right choice.
Yeah, I know there's this whole argument against, especially within comic book movies and comic books themselves, about, they call it fridging, which comes from an old Green Lantern story when basically the female character is only there to die and spur the hero on.
Right.
So, like, it's a big sort of argument, and sometimes, yeah, it's right. But this time, she had to go.
Yeah, she really did. And also, it's a plot point, essentially, because it affects not just Batman, but Harvey Dent. And then these two characters, because of that, then go on their separate paths.
Mm.
It's one of those, she dies, therefore, not she dies, and also.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I get you.
Yes.
But yeah, back to Ledger. Like that performance is it's infinitely watchable.
Oh yeah, gosh.
And everything he does is. And I always find there's like new things I find out every now and again and stuff. Like, I didn't know because he keeps licking his face, and it's because the prosthetics for the scars kept coming off.
Yeah.
And he had to keep them moist to fucking.
Yeah.
And it just adds another element to his just weirdness.
Yeah, it is. It's a scary performance.
Oh, it's terrifying.
And it's very much what they did with the Joker. I liked it. There's all these different like origin stories of the Joker. There's a few different ones, and Nolan just decided to. There is no origin story.
Yeah, he's just gonna make one up every now and again.
Yeah, like there's no the character is so sort of absolute. He just exists.
Yeah,
that's it. And there's no rhyme or reason. He is just the Joker. Hello, I'm here. And
I've always preferred when the Joker's written as just pure chaos, like anarchy, and that's what this Joker is. Like, there's no reason, like Alfred says, like some men just want to watch the world burn. Yeah, like his sole reason for existing is to just fuck everything up.
Yeah,
for no reason.
And then you've got you've got Bruce Wayne, who Batman, who can't understand it because he's like the total opposite.
Yeah.
He's like, what, there must be a reason why we're doing this. But yeah, obviously he's like a logical thinker.
Yeah.
And he's never come across someone like this, and that's a great conflict with someone who thinks a certain way, coming across someone they've never even not they haven't encountered them. They've never even thought someone like this existed.
Yeah.
And it's like, how do you beat someone that doesn't care?
Yeah, well, yeah.
Exactly.
You can't. You have to kill him, and then if you can't kill him because that goes against everything that you're.
Yeah, exactly. Such a good film.
Yeah.
Right. Well, there we go. 10-1. I knew he'd have the same number one. I was pretty certain you'd put Batman and Robin as the worst. I was like, I know he's gonna fucking put that as the worst one.
Well, it is the worst one.
No, it's not, because it has Arnold Schwarzenegger. And any film is just slightly better for Schwarzenegger.
It's an assault on the senses. It's like that, and Jim Carrey's performance in Batman Forever. Like that, if you'd put Jim Carrey in Batman and Robin, then oh my god, that film would have made people's eyes burst and bleed from the ears. Like it's a migraine on film.
No. I'd rather have a migraine than like I said, the fucking diabetes movie that is Batman vs Superman, which is I'll tell you what,
shit as well.
Batman and Robin is better than Batman vs Superman because it's shorter. Would you agree?
Yeah.
You would have to endure it as long.
Yeah.
Okay, that was that. Hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Let us know what you think.
Yeah. What would your choices be? Ta-da.